Welcome back. PHP can be used for form validation. It allows the handling of input from users through HTML forms. The process of checking that the information submitted through a form adheres to expectations is called form validation. There are different ways to check for form validation. There is the client-side validation, which is front end. With this, no interaction with the backend happens when performing validation. Everything happens on the front end. Modern HTML and JavaScript have some of these features built in. An example is using the required attribute. This method is very fast. I will only show an example of the HTML and not the JavaScript, since this course is focused purely on PHP. Let's test it out with an example. So in our test editor, we'll create a simple form to demonstrate this. Alright, I'm done creating the form. Let me save this and reload. So all I'm doing here is, I think line breaks will be okay. Okay, so all I just did was I generated 3 input tags. The first one is just a normal text input which has an attribute of name. I gave it username, and this is the attribute of validation that we added. This is called min length, which means minimum length, and I set the value to 3. And we have a placeholder which just says enter username, which you see right here. And then the attribute, another attribute which helps with validation, is the required. The second type of input is the password, which I gave it the name of pass, and it is also required. And finally, we have the submit button, which just says login. So I'm about to test this out. I'll just type Robert, and the password I'll just type 12345 and click on login. You can see the form got sent. And since we are using get, you can see my username and password right over here. Good. Now what if we just try to send this form without typing anything? Login. Just login. You can see it's telling me to fill out this field if I just click on login. This is because of the required attribute that we put over here. It means that field is required, and without typing anything, there is no way that it will allow you to send the form. Same with the username. If I only type up to 2 characters, so I'll just delete the birth and leave the row and login. Wait, let me type password. I don't know why this display message isn't coming, but it's supposed to show that I can't send this form because the minimum characters that I've entered is less than the 3 that I specified. Let me refresh this and see if it will work. It's still not happening. Okay, let me try this in Google Chrome. Okay, so this should surely work. Let me zoom it out a little bit. Okay. Now I've only typed 1 character and my password. If I click on login, you can see it says lengthen this text to 3 characters or more. And then it tells me the amount of text that I'm currently using, which is 1. So these are examples of front-end validation.